Hello everyone, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition. Last time we delved deeper into this goblin stronghold, found the warg pens, and we found our boy here, Halsin. We freed him from his cage with a bludgeoning mage hand, and then let him roam free as a bear, attacking his foes, and we joined in that fight. We are quite injured now, but we aren't in any immediate threat, so we can turn off turn-based mode, come down here, join one another, and then we can go and see Halsin. Let's get Wyll, just before this, to dispel Disguise Self, so that he sees who we truly are, just in case they've met before. Not that that seems to stop the game doing that in other occasions.
Pardon the viscera. One should cherish all of nature's bounty, but goblin guts are quite far down the list. You aided a bear without knowing if it would savage you. A true friend of nature. Or perhaps a lunatic. Either way, I owe thanks. I am the druid Halsin.
You're Halsin? The Master Halsin of Emerald Grove?
Yes, but just Halsin will suffice. Unbecoming to demand honorifics from the one who saved my hide.
We hear you're an unmatched healer. We kind of need your help.
Indeed? Well, not the most opportune moment, but given the lengths you went to, I assume there's some urgency. Come on then, what's the problem? Unless you'd rather wait for an audience of goblins.
Yeah, that's the face.
Oak Father preserve you, child. You're infected, aren't you? The Mind Flayer's spawn. But something's different. You're aware of the monster inside you. You don't bow to the Absolute like the true souls do. How is this possible?
We escaped a ship. Maybe things didn't quite work out.
Perhaps. But I wouldn't want to place all my faith in blind luck. You weren't speaking lightly when you said you needed help. Let's see what we can do. There's a chokehold of magic binding the creature to you. Any efforts to remove it would almost certainly kill you. Or worse.
That doesn't sound like much hope.
Patience. I can't just snap my fingers. But I know where the solution almost certainly lies. Moonrise Towers. That place is where the cultists send their captives. Innocents go in. True souls come out. It has to be the source of this magic.
And you think we can find a cure there?
Precisely. If we can understand just what this magic is, then perhaps we can rid you of this parasite. It's immensely powerful, whatever it is. Strong enough to slow ceremorphosis to a crawl. Luckily, that gives you more time.
Well, we could use your help to get there.
I wish I could, but there's still work I've yet to finish. Blood I've yet to spill. I've no right to ask more of you. But if you could help me, I'd be free to join your journey to Moonrise. I cannot allow these butchers to threaten my grove. The natural order must be protected.
Alright, how can we help?
My thanks. If you prevail, I'll owe you the debt of a lifetime. Rare is the beast that survives decapitation. Help me eliminate the Drow Minthara, the Hobgoblin Draw Ragslin, and that perversion of a priestess, Gut. They are the ones holding these parasites together. Remove them, and nature will cure itself.
I'll do it. Having a shape-shifting bear druid at my side will make this easier.
My presence could make things more difficult. I can only restrain my bear form so much. I won't be able to help but attack goblins. If I join you, we'll likely have to slaughter this entire place. You may want to use discretion when approaching the goblin leaders.
So previously I'd spoken of an A-B selection in how to progress. Previously I've told him to stay here and gone on to do all of the other objectives here with a full party, but with it being just us two warlocks, I think welcoming Halsin to join us on this slaughter would be beneficial.
So be it. May Sylvanas lend us nature's fury.
So Halsin is a bear again. And we control the bear. So he is a druid. We can see that... Does this imply he has 8 first level spell slots, 6 second level spell slots, and 2 third level spell slots? Because if that's correct, that seems wild. He also has 3 wild shape charges. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. The beauty of the pause button. Unarmed strike, 5+1 bludgeoning damage. Jumping, hiding, disengaging, multi-attack, 2d6 plus 5 slashing, 1d8 plus 5 piercing. So that'll be 2 claws and 1 bite within that multi-attack. Or we can use Lunar Mend. We can expend spell slots to regain hit points while wild-shaped. What we do not have here is an ability to dismiss wild shape that we would have if we were a druid ourselves. But that is absolutely fine. Now, we need HP more than anything right now. We've also spent both of our spell slots here and both of our spell slots there, so there's nothing to be gained in holding off from a short rest. And I think Grace, we can just do 1 extra healing potion. Shouldn't be a problem. That's a basic poison though. There you go. 24 of 31 doesn't seem so bad.
Played at the ready.
Now, just before we head off, let's take Grace, since she is not companioned with Halsin, and we'll just go pick through whatever we can find in this place. I'm sure there's going to be some things that are beneficial to us. I don't need hand axes though, that's pretty mundane. Ah, but an orange. Always want an orange. What about hiding back in here? We've got a chest. Healing potions, always welcome. And oh my god, so much food. However, it's really, really heavy food. So, we'll hold off on that. I can't believe that a head of lettuce is 8 camp supplies, where a whole loin of pork is less so. Right, the corpse of the other warg should be around here.
What's hiding here?
And that's not what I'm looking for, apparently. Let's go check out their pen. We've got some piles of bones here. Not that one. How about this one? There we have it. The Warg Fang. Uncommon melee weapon. No goblin will strike you down is etched into this dagger's handle. When goblin assailants realized they couldn't kill the dagger's original owner, they gave him to the warg who made short work of him. Goblins Undoing. Goblins have disadvantage on attack rolls against the wielder. Now, that is incredible. So, we obviously have a selection of daggers for our use at the moment. So, we've got a +1 dagger, our ritual dagger. Let's swap out the Warg Fang, because we don't need to have the Warg Fang in our primary hand for us to gain the benefit of goblins having disadvantage against us. And then we can swap back out to the +1 dagger anytime that we're not just fighting goblins. Then there was one last chest up here. Ooh. Beastmaster's Chain. Level 1 animal friendship spell. As well as a bunch more healing potions, always welcome. And lastly, a couple of goblins up top here. Gold, always welcome. Always welcome the gold. Butcher. Gold and grease. We don't need the great axe. A Arrow of Roaring Thunder, chance to knock back, is really good, especially when attacking people near high places. And obviously you want a ladle, but I'll pass on the ladle. Alright, we could come back to this crate here and steal some silverware, but I don't think we need it that badly.
Defender of the people.
Let's get Wyll and Halsin moving back up. And with this area cleared out, we're going to have a series of combats deeper inside now, and we're going to have to be careful and see if there's any chance that we can manipulate it so that we only have one small group of enemies to fight at a time rather than pulling everybody into one giant combat. Now, can the druid Halsin sneak? We can. We can hide. We can have Sneaky Bear. And what we should definitely do before we press on, get ourselves some familiars. Are we going to be able to have Halsin present and a familiar? Yep, that doesn't cause a problem with the UI over here. Let's get those guys invisible. Great for scouting and the like. Why did that fail? You're invisible. You're invisible. Good. Right. Back to Wyll. Let's pull the whole party together. Must remember, especially as we near the Underdark, Grace and Wyll are both technically human, and so we do not have dark vision. So lit torches and whatnot are going to be important for us. And we both still have our hexes that we had cast previously. So we have 2 available spell slots for casting new spells on top of the hexes that we are already concentrating on. Now, we're not going to get through here unseen. And there are a lot of goblins around these parts. There's the True Soul Gut. Any more up in the rafters? Doesn't seem to be. So we could try and fight these guys and hope that we don't pull the various combats at the back in. The other option would be to go up this ladder and try and begin a fight in this area. There is a scrying orb patrolling the area, which is going to be possibly a problem for us. The other thing I should definitely do before we get kicked off on fights is have Wyll reassume his persona as a female drow. I don't know how much that will benefit us moving forwards, but if it stops one tiny piece of a fight starting off a moment sooner than we want it to, I will take it. Now, what I might do, let's take our invisible imp here. They have reasonably good attacks in their sting. What I would like to see if we can do is take out this scrying eye, because that's going to make moving through this space a lot easier. We've got Minthara the Cleric, level 5.
But scouts said they heard something moving around out there.
And then Rozak, a Goblin Boss. We've got to wait for this scrying eye to come back towards us. So it can't see invisibility apparently, that's fine. I am just going to hop up here though and take out this drum. Hop back to being invisible promptly.
How many raiders do we have?
Now, we could just start attacking, but I'd like the rest of the party here first. And odds are these guys might get pulled into the fight as well. This door is giant and locked, so this should hopefully stay contained where it is. So let's attack this thing while we have an opportunity. Right, it took 6 damage. No one seems too alerted to that. I don't know if he's talking about the scrying eye or us. But let's get the rest of the party then up this ladder, and we'll try and aim for a slightly more dispersed combat rather than starting in the main grand hall.
I didn't mean nothing by it. You bloody hell's blood! Leave me alone!
This guy is unhappy. We took out the war drum on the opposing side. Oh, if we could shove him down, I'd be so happy. We'd need Grace's repelling blast for that. Alright, this is ridiculous. There's no way we can all hide behind this bookcase while that goblin comes back, right? If we can get that goblin to stand here again, on his lap back through, without seeing all of us behind this bookcase, that will be hilarious. Let's split up.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Of course. Okay, they care about Halcyon. They don't care about the rest of us. So we're going to just pop up a fight. So we are just engaged with a single goblin right now.
This is my time.
Now where can we assault them best from?
Making my move.
Let's do bonus action reapply Hex to Strength. That way, if we want to try and shove somebody off of this bridge, we have a chance to do so. But from this range, we will now just attack with our rapier. And we miss. But the Druid Halcyon, oh boy. Multi-attack. Yeah, that is a lot of damage. They miss. We should really get our imp in this fight. Alright. That's a great start. These guys didn't even see what happened because we... I think because we took out the scrying orb first. There is a wooden support for this bridge that has 1 HP. So if we could get somebody stood on this bridge, we could deal with that. So the question is, do we want to attack them from here and have them move towards us? If I could hold an action to hold an attack against this when they move, that would be incredible, but I don't think we can be that niche about it. But what we can do is get Wyll and Grace to eldritch blast across this gap, I think.
Let's get going.
As long as we can stay past this wall, these guys shouldn't be too involved in what's going on either. And that war drum is already destroyed. So, let's do this real fast, and then next session we'll move on from this location.
They're prepared to fight for the absolute.
Alright, these guys are just outside of our standard range.
Over. Then through.
Let's see if we can get them into our regular range. We can. Let's start with the weaker of the two. We're in initiative, apart from our invisible creatures. Minthara has given herself loads of varying blessings. And she is very nearly on the bridge, but not quite. What's this blessing that she has? Soul Branding. Creature's movement speed is increased by 5 feet, and its next attack deals 2d4 plus 1 fire damage. This condition ends upon landing a successful attack. Bless 1d4 bonus to attack rolls and saving throws. Well, I think our ranged capabilities are far better than theirs. Who's up in the order? Grace is. So why not see what happens when we do this? Right, they're going to have a hard time getting to us to attack us now, which is fine by me. Let's reapply our Hex against Minthara. And we'll see how things progress. We also want the Imp and the Quasit in the fight. Why can't I fly across? It says 100% right. Somewhere in there it does, I'm sure. Fly. Excellent. I'm actually going to have them come over and attack this weaker guy. If we can kill them, then that's one fewer thing to worry about. That is a good crit. And then lastly, we have the Conjured Quasit to worry about. I don't think they're going to make the jump that far. Certainly not. But why not just try and scare Minthara? 0% chance. Alright, we'll hold off on that. Who's in the initiative proper? Grace. This guy disengages, comes over towards us. Nope, they're shooting. Right, then Wyll. We can reapply our Hex. I should probably do something other than Strength twice, because it doesn't stack in that kind of a way. But that problem's dealt with. We get our Dark One's Blessing for 7 extra HP. Now the Druid Halcyon is going to have a high strength score. Yeah, that'll do. We broke concentration on Bless, which is great. Guiding Bolt for 19 is rough, but nothing that we can't deal with. A lovely crit. That guy died, so I'm not going to quite be able to get to here, but we might as well spend our turn becoming invisible, because if we are invisible when we next attack, we'll have advantage when doing so. And they have 3 HP left, so that's a good time. Initiative minus 100.
True souls have their limits.
Have we broken initiative? No, okay, we got there. Right, so, Halcyon. I guess we're going to want to heal you. And we have 7 of those left, so let's do that again. We can't pick through Minthara's corpse for stuff. And I'm not sure that we'll be able to at all, because our jump strength is not high. So it looks like those things may be lost to us forever, but that's fine. So that is one of the 3 leaders down, 2 to go. Join me next time, we'll see who we have to take out next. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.